Back in the year 2017, R. Kelly's 2 Atlanta homes were broken into and burglarized while he was away on a tour. The way the crime was pulled off is what left people wondering what was exactly going on with R. Kelly's life. This was done in broad daylight in a fashion that strangely didn't cause neighbors to ask questions. All they saw were people moving around the premises loading items into a truck like they were working for Kelly. According to some eyewitnesses, everyone thought Kelly was moving. The fashion of robbery was so strange. No one could suspect anything like that in Atlanta. With R. Kelly being on tour, the burglars had more than enough time to sweep both Atlanta homes clean. One of the burglarized homes was discovered by Kelly's housekeeper, who arrived the next morning to clean up, and found the whole place empty. Police were quick to follow up, and found that the other house not far from this one had also been burglarized. An investigation led to a former worker of Kelly by the name Alfonso Walker. But did he act alone, or had he been sent by a bigger authority? That until now is still the puzzle. This attack on R. Kelly's homes created speculations, and was left unsolved according to many. When Alfonso Walker was brought to book, he mentioned how he took Kelly's property and sold everything, room by room, because he felt Kelly owed him. But surely not everyone who demands money from somebody breaks into their home, and takes everything, sweeping the house clean. Could this have been a warning for bigger issues coming Kelly's way? Not long after this, the Surviving R. Kelly docuseries was aired on Lifetime television. R. Kelly was arrested, and this marked the beginning of his current ordeal that still prevails until now. While the confession by the perpetrator Alfonso Walker suggests that the robbery was planned by himself, as a way of paying himself what he believed R. Kelly owed him, many situation analysts believe the double robbery was a warning sign to Kelly for what was coming next. Whoever sent Alfonso Walker to commit this crime likely had long-term grievances against R. Kelly, and imagined he would get a sort of apology from him, or at least a form of compensation, which he likely didn't get. It can't all be a coincidence that all these bad things are happening to the R&B king in such an order. We have seen warnings like those made days before people get physically assaulted, or even attacked in different other ways. In a real robbery, attackers don't carry everything, they focus on what's valuable and an easy carry away. They tend to leave behind everything else that creates baggage or that is less valuable and not worth their effort. They will also be in a rush, so they won't be stealing things for hours like these ones did. But when sending a message to somebody, this is exactly what happens. A total cleanup of the premise. And real robberies are not carried out in broad daylight. The robbery therefore was more like a message to say, watch what's coming your way, it's gonna be bigger. Had I been Kelly then, I would have checked well with my arch enemies and where possible made peace. When people enter your premises unauthorized like that in broad daylight, they are probably saying, look here, we can access you at any time we wish to. If you do not cooperate, you will be in for a big surprise. But Kelly likely did not think the matter was that serious. According to Belinda, R. Kelly being the very friendly guy he is, welcomed everyone that wanted to do work with him into his home, studio and life. He never imagined anyone would be out to bring him trouble. That's just the same way we trust friends a great deal, to the point of naivety, allowing them to have a lot of power over us, and the next thing is usually disappointment. Kelly likely became a victim of friendships and trust beyond limits. Imagine even Dream Hampton, the executive producer of the docuseries Surviving R. Kelly, which brought him to his knees, at one point had full access to his home, where she spent 5 days profiling him. How can your house be your office too? Kelly blundered with this. He never should have trusted people to this extent. What's already done is done, but going forward, this should serve as a lesson to all. We ought to learn to keep some level of privacy. Not everyone you call friend should have access to your home or certain things personal to you. According to Taylor, usually the person who brings trouble to you is never far away from you. When you get robbed, for example, more than likely someone you know planned it out with the perpetrator, and at the end of the day, you will likely learn it's your close friend behind it. Kelly was a victim of having so many assumed close friends. Ranging from fellow artists, journalists to the people that did casual work for him. He friended everybody, and that was a huge mistake. If someone ever came to your place and started loading your appliances on a truck, and no neighbor calls the police, this is a clear indicator you've been friending way too much and too close. Your neighbors should be able to sense something odd in such circumstances, but if they cannot, this could mean you have way too many close friends getting in and out of your home, and so they can't be sure if you didn't send one of them to your house to help you move. Celebrity as Robert was, he needed to have less close buddies and a first layer of security at the gate, before someone could proceed to taking his belongings out and loading them onto a truck. According to Young, I am not sure the burglary had any connection with R. Kelly's current ordeal, but we can't rule out the possibility. Especially considering the timings tally perfectly well with whatever is currently happening. But either way, it remains a sad mark on his life, having people break into his house in broad daylight, and sweeping the house clean like they did. Kelly being the celebrity he has had possessions worth over $100,000 in each of his homes, and all these were sold hurriedly way below market price to highest bidders. While the buyers were treated as victims, because it was assumed they did not know that the items were stolen, they needed to be cautioned never to buy items on the street like that. Only stolen items are sold with such a hurry way below market price. They were probably blinded by the glamour and sophistication of some of R. Kelly's possessions. According to CAMILA, until today, I still don't understand how a celebrity of R. Kelly's stature could leave his homes abandoned with no one to keep security. There was no report of a security personnel guarding the homes or security alert systems going off during the robbery. This clearly shows how simply R. Kelly took his life. And it makes me doubt the claims that he could have been a leader of a trafficking racket. No way. Gang leaders value security above anything else. R. Kelly was a simple man with a simple profile, yet a big star known all over the world. And it's because of his simplicity that many have managed to take advantage of him over the years, and later send him to the dogs. How I pray he survives this. Thank you for watching LFN News, a production of LFN Media, giving you another view of issues at hand. To get notified whenever we post a new video, subscribe to this channel now. And remember to give us your comment on the subject matter below.